In today's video, we're going to talk about the Galaxy Watch 3 versus the Galaxy S3 Frontier. Hopefully by the end of the video, you'll be able to decide which watch is best for you. What's up, everybody? Your boy Pat back again with another edition of Second Take, where I talk tech and I speak sports. Today's topic of the day is the Galaxy Watch 3 versus the Galaxy S3 Frontier. Now, before we get into it, make sure to like, subscribe, and share the content as it helps out the channel. Now, let's talk about the two different watches here that I have. On my left side here, I have the Galaxy Watch 3, which I just bought. It is now October of 2020. This phone came out in August of 2020. This watch I've owned for 4 years. This is the Galaxy S3, the Frontier version. This came out in August of 2016. Now let's talk about some of the differences here between the two watches, because there are quite a few. Now, the Galaxy Watch 3, the watch on the left side, two different size variants. You have a 41 millimeter with a 1.2 inch screen. You have a 45 millimeter with a 1.4 inch screen. On the right, you have the Galaxy S3 Frontier. It's a 46 millimeter with a 1.3 inch screen. So right off the bat, you're getting two smaller variants of the watch with the Galaxy Watch 3, but the 45 millimeter version has a 1.4 inch screen versus the S3's 46 millimeter, which has a 1.3 inch screen. So you get a smaller watch, but a bigger screen. Now, the glass that's on both of these watches, on the S3 Frontier, you have Gorilla Glass SR Plus, and on the Galaxy Watch 3, you have Gorilla Glass DX. When we talk about RAM, differences in RAM here. So the S3 on the right has 768 megabytes of RAM. The Galaxy Watch 3 has 1 gigabyte of RAM. Storage. Galaxy Watch 3 has 8 gigabytes. The S3 Frontier has 4 gigabytes. So a lot more storage, double the storage, a little bit more RAM, bigger screen. So right off the bat, you can see it's trending that the Galaxy Watch 3 has a lot of nice little improvements. So when we talk about some of the features here, I wanted to get into some of the things that both watches have. And this is really geared towards a lot of people who have their phones because of the health aspects of it, of all the measuring tools, whether it's ECG or oxygen meter reader, or just counting steps. So here's some of the things that both of the phones have. They both have a pedometer, an altimeter, a calorie burner, a sleep tracker, a health tracker, a female health tracker, a heart rate sensor. But the Galaxy Watch 3, again on the left side here, has a swim tracker, has a blood pressure monitor, and an ECG. So I actually used a couple of these things and they're pretty cool. I don't swim, so I didn't use that, but the blood pressure monitor is cool. The ECG is cool. Now, the S3 Frontier on the right here actually is not suitable for swimming, whereas the Galaxy Watch 3 is. And I will show you just kind of comparison here of what the differences are. So they're both IP68 certified, which means they're basically splash proof. If you drop it maybe in a little bit of water, you're brushing your teeth, your watch falls in the sink. I don't know how that happens. I'm just giving you an example here. The S3 Frontier can be dropped into 1.5 meters of water for about 30 minutes and it will likely survive, according to Samsung. Whereas the Watch 3 on the left side can be submerged into 50 meters of water and it could last for 10 minutes. So it can go way deeper. That's why it's certified for swimming, whereas the S3 Frontier is not. From Bluetooth standpoint, you got Bluetooth 5.0 on the Galaxy Watch 3. You only have Bluetooth 4.2 on the S3 Frontier. If you don't know the differences, I will link a video. You'll see it at the top right corner of this video. I made this a couple years ago. You'll see a video. When we get into battery, so I wanted to give you just just a look at these watches from the side, because if you start to look at the side of these watches, there are some differences. You'll see that the Galaxy Frontier here is way bulkier than the Galaxy Watch 3 on the left side. You'll also see the buttons are a little different. You'll see these are more flat and textured, and these are more round dialed pretty much. But the bulkier watch is definitely the S3 Frontier, and the slimmer watch is definitely the Galaxy Watch 3. But with that said, when you start to make things smaller, the batteries get smaller. And I will tell you, the batteries have taken a little bit of a hit. So when you get into the S3 Frontier, it has a 380 milliamps battery. When you get into the Watch 3, the two different variants, the 41 millimeter has a 247 milliamp battery, and the 45 millimeter has a 340 milliamp battery. I will tell you, honestly, I've seen no difference. I actually have, this is the 45 millimeter that you're seeing here, and this is the 46 millimeter. So this is the Galaxy Watch 3, and this is the S3 Frontier. I've had these watches on for 2, 3, 4 days sometimes, and the batteries last pretty good depending on what you do. But I would say battery average life you're gonna get with both of these watches is about 2 days before you have to charge. So difference in batteries as far as the specs are involved, but from a real time, I've seen no difference. So just a quick kind of color scheme here. You do get this one here, the S3, you can get it in black and silver. And here the Watch 3, you can get it in black and bronze. I hope at the end of this video, you're able to decide which one's the best one for you. I will tell you just really quick before we end this video, there is a major difference between these two watches. This watch supports MST, this one does not. A lot of people think that's a drawback, but I think when the S3 Frontier came out, that technology was very useful, and I feel like it's not as useful in 2020. So MST technology is magnetic stripe technology, which is basically you're at the store and you have a terminal that takes a credit card. It doesn't need an NFC chip in that credit card reader for the Galaxy S3 to work. You can use it on anything that accepts credit cards. It will be able to use it. That was dope back then. I also have another video about that, about how I say Samsung pay is the boss, and that's kind of the reason I went, and I'll link up the video here so you can see it on the top right. But I will say, for me, that's not a big drawback because of the year that we're in 2016. It was a dope feature for me. In 2020, yeah, I sure would love to have it, but I don't think I'm gonna use it as much. Hope that this was able to help you guys out. Pick which watch you want. If you got an S3 and it's still kicking, you might just want to stick with it, in my opinion. But I went ahead and made the upgrade. I think there's a lot of big upgrades here that people aren't looking at. You got better memory, you got better RAM, you got better storage, you have Bluetooth 5.0, a bunch of different things that are on there, you know. So for me, the clear winner is the new one, the Galaxy Watch 3, but that might not be the same for you. Shout out to everybody rocking with me on YouTube, Instagram, and the Anchor app. You can also find me on Apple and Google Podcasts. It's your boy Pat. Peace. Catch you in the next.